We regret to announce the passing of Mr. Joseph Paul, affectionately known as Ferris, of Deramo, who resided at Boaden Jacmel. He passed away on Friday, 4th November 2022 at 1:30 p.m. He was 89 years old. He was predeceased by his mother, May Annie Paul, better known as Vifair of Deramo, brother Joseph Paul of Barbados. Left to mourn his wife Jane Paul of Millard, residing at Boaden Jacmel. Left to mourn 13 children, 6 sons, Franklin Richards in Texas, Cuthbert Paul, Josiah Paul, Chancy Paul, all of Boaden, Ricky Regis of Hospital Road, Marcus Imanis of Boaden, 7 daughters, Diane Nelson of Boaden, Delia Jabatis, Joanna Samdi, both of Hospital Road, Lisa George, Josella Paul, Tabitha Paul, Judith Eugene, all of Boaden Jacmel. 31 grandchildren: Nehemiah Nelson, Sloan Nelson, Kevin Nelson, Landell Nelson, Alana Nelson, Junior Nelson, Dove Nelson, Noah Nelson, Lionel Nelson, Mela Sandy, Zania Sandy, Justin Emanas, Chancey Emanas, Jesse George, Kalisa Antoine, Asa Antoine, Faith McClarty, Obed McCarty, Keon Joseph, Annabelle Paul, Jim Lee Prosper, Khalil Paul, Leonas Eugene, Kers Eugene, Leandra and Tiana Eugene, all of Boaden Jacmel. Sephra Sandy and Merrick Regis of Bexar, Justin Amab of Denry, Keyshawn Regis of Cul-de-Sac, Valerie Eugene in Brooklyn, New York, Naomi Jabatis and Hannah Jabatis of Hospital Road. 1 great-grandson, Lee J. Nelson of Boaden. 1 adopted daughter, Ladell Jean-Paul of New York. 2 adopted sons, Lambert Popo of Carolee, Kerwin Isidore of Boaden. 3 godsons, Daniel Richards of Masque, Canis Harrow of Boaden, deceased Simeon Setut of Cicero. 1 goddaughter, Rebecca Louie of Denry Valley. 10 nieces, Lynn Volson of Bois d'Orange, Christina Rame of Laguerre Babonneau, Keturah Baptiste of Babonneau, Lorena Jabatis of Monchy, Lydia James of Chassin Babonneau, Ania Paul of Marisol, Natasha Bellas, Tracy Bellas, Laura John, all in Barbados, Princess Paul of Marisol. Nephews, Martin John and Roxanne Paul in Barbados, Vincent St. Louis of Babonneau, Vernon Morrill of Grosselet, Nehemiah Morrill of Grosselet. Brothers, Winter Paul of Rivière-Mita, Kenneth Morrill of the U.S., Gillette Paul of Labrie. 4 sisters, Marietta Morrill of Grosselet, Teresa Paul of Plateau Babonneau, Eldecia St. Louis of Babonneau, Marie Paul of Marisol. Best friends, Fenton Joseph, Durant Richards and Alan Nelson, all of Boaden, Mr. Dennis of Babonneau. Close friends, Pastor Benedict Estefan, Sister Ivy Jules and Morrison Harrow, all of Boaden, Sister Julie. family friends: Marie Frederick of Rodney Heights, Aliana Louis of Millet, Rupert Bellas of Boisden, Sister Vera and Brother Darius of Boisden, sisters-in-law Alan Nelson of Boisden, Lydia Phillip of Boisden, better known as Gigo, Matthew Jean-Baptiste, taxi driver in Castries, Kevin Emmanuel of Denry Valley, Andrew McCarthy of London, England. Also left to mourn the prayer group: Pastor Estefan of Boisden, Brother Hazel Anthony, Brother Stephen Estefan, and Brother Gavin Jones, all of Boisden, Sister Simonia Brown, Sister Ivy Jules, Sister Lucy Joseph, Sister Valencia Estefan, Sister Alberta Nelson, Sister Francisca Nelson, and Sister Rosalind Jules, all of Boisden. Also, Brother and Sister Lincoln and Andrea Joseph, residing in Canada, Alma Estefan in Martinique, Maquina James in Martinique, the Paul family of Boisden, Desrameaux, Soufrière, Groseilliers, Labrie, and Barbados, the Volson family of Bois-de-Wages, the Nelson, Richards, Estefan, and Griffith families of Boisden, Dr. Sheldon Jolie and Dr. Christy Daniel of Tapia Hospital, the entire congregation of the Apostolic Faith Church, Boisden, many other relatives and friends here and abroad, too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Joseph Paul, affectionately known as Ferris, will take place on Saturday, 10 December 2022 at the Apostolic Faith Church of Boisden, Jacmel, at 2 p.m. His body will be interred at the Jacmel Cemetery. Please note, buses will leave Monchy, Desrameaux, Grand-Rivière, transporting persons to the funeral service at 1 p.m. Also, persons who will be attending the service are asked to park their vehicles at the Jacmel Church Road to Chili's Road to avoid the heavy flow of traffic. A coach will be there to transport individuals from Chili's to the church and back to the cemetery. Also, the family would appreciate no vending by the church. Refreshments will be served at the Jacmel Community Center. May his soul rest in perfect peace. His body now lies at Crick's Funeral Home Limited, Vidbotay, Castries.